Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Acid Spitting Emu, and welcome back to Joe Devers Lone Wolf. Last time we took on a Gorgaz, and we were pretty successful at it. Took him down with very little problem whatsoever, and we've still got to find our Chianti Power Cube. So, we've got a couple of options here. We can go into the abandoned cave, or into the old hot spring mine, and I believe, unless I'm mistaken, that they told us it was in the old hot spring mine, but I want to check out this abandoned cave first. Alright, let's see what is waiting for us in here. In the side of a large hillock, covered by snowy pines, you discover a narrow cave-like entrance that has been recently excavated. It could be the beginning of a small mine tunnel, but the fresh excavations are enough to arouse your suspicions. Strewn around the cave entrance are bundles of human clothing and several discarded mining tools. Alright, so there might be refugees inside the cave. You rush your way inside to find out, or lives may be at stake here, but you prefer to adopt a cautious approach. Forget caution, let's throw it to the wind. You suspect that this could be a secret retreat where survivors from Rockstar have taken refuge from the roving enemy patrols. But in your haste to confirm your suspicions, you overlook several warning signs and walk directly into a Gaiac ambush. Alright, what do we have here? I have missed this game. I'm glad to be playing it again. Alright. Looks like just a couple of simple Gaiacs for now. That can change pretty quickly. Alright, let's go ahead and finish one off. Alright. Can't finish the other one off just yet. And there's a Drakkar. I figured it wouldn't be so simple. Alright, so let's go ahead and use our sixth sense. Knock him back a notch or two. Oh yeah. And deal a little damage to the Drakkar as well. And now let's hit him with some daggers. Alright. I still have enough magic to do this. I kinda need to heal though, don't I? I should be okay for another round. We'll go ahead and finish this guy off. There we go. And now all we have to deal with is the Drakkar. But we are out of just about everything, so let's go ahead and throw our last 3 daggers at him. Deal as much damage to him as we can this round. And we're out of options. Alright, now we just wait. He called for reinforcements. I was afraid he might do that. 2 more Gaiacs. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. Go ahead and kip up here real quick. And let's start wearing him out. And he's bleeding, very nice. Let's go hit him with a dagger. Alright. And now I'll take a little bit of damage here. And wait for him to kill himself off. Alright. Now I can start taking these guys out. Yes. Alright, let's hit him with a dagger here. That ought to finish him off. Oh, it didn't. I'll be dang. Okay. Now we'll throw one at each of them then. There we go. And we have enough. Ah, dang. I missed. Okay, it's fine. Alright, definitely gonna have to do some healing after the fight here. I think I'll go ahead and I'll use my healing spell. There we go. And take him out. Ah, crap. Hate it when that happens. Alright then, we'll just power attack him. And run him through. Alright. Well, that was actually a challenging battle. More challenging than I figured it would be anyway. But I guess that's what we get for running headlong into an ambush. Alright, let's see what we got. Tunnel sweeper, very nice. Dried Floroa fungi and some iron. Go ahead and we'll take all that. Beyond the narrow cave mouth, you discover a short passageway that leads to a small rough-hewn chamber. It becomes clear to you that this is not a refuge for survivors from Rockstarn. It is a trap that the Gaiacs have constructed to lure unwary villagers to their doom. Several sacks of loot are stacked in a heap on the blood-stained chamber floor. Beside the sacks, you discover a large wooden chest with a black iron lock plate. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We can resort to the discipline of weapon skill to break the lock. We can trust that our brute force will suffice to open the chest, or the chest is sturdy, but the lock itself seems simple and you decide to pick it. Let's try to break it. You attempt to smash open the wooden chest. It takes several blows to break the lock, during which you accidentally injure yourself with a careless strike that ricochets off the iron plate and gouges your forearm. Alright, what did we get? Another tunnel sweeper and some hardened bone, very nice indeed. Alright. Having satisfied yourself that you have overlooked nothing of value, you check your equipment before making a cautious exit from the cave. Outside, the coast is clear and you press on through a dense, snowy undergrowth as quickly as you dare. Alright, I definitely want to try to meditate here, because not meditating could be very stupid. I am low on a lot of things. Alright. And yes, got it. Excellent. Alright, now we can head on into the old hot springs mine. So let's head on that direction. Hello? Head that direction. Thank you. Alright. And in we go. You soon arrive at the entrance to an old abandoned mine. Its main tunnel is heavily overgrown with roots, and the approach is smothered beneath a shallow sea of dense fog that reaches up to your knees. This is the place that Jen described. You have reached the old hot spring mine. You enter the tunnel mouth and discover that it is sealed by a heavy timber door, reinforced with riveted strips of corroded iron. Parts of the timber have been hacked through by the blade of a heavy axe. On closer examination, you find that these splintered sections have been damaged from blows made from the other side of the door. It is as if someone has tried to hack their way in a failed attempt to escape from the old mine. The door is held secure by a heavy iron beam. There is also a sturdy lock plate with a single keyhole. Lifting the iron beam is an easy task, but picking the rusty door lock will be far more challenging. Alright. You retrieve your tools from the backpack and attempt to pick the lock, or you take a run up and prepare to bash the old door open. Come on. Yes. You rest the heavy iron beam to one side and turn your attention to the door itself. It is a sturdy portal, but its timber has been weakened by several blows, and its iron bandings, hinges, and lock plate are all badly corroded. A few well-placed blows should be enough to force this door open. Beyond the entrance door, you discover a wide tunnel that gently descends to a circular hall where the air is warm and unusually fetid. Several smaller tunnels radiate from this hall, like the spokes of a wagon wheel. All of them have been blocked, save one. You follow this tunnel for several hundred yards before you arrive at a place where a large section of the wall has collapsed. Peering through this breach in the wall, you discover another passageway. Judging by the strange symbols that embellish its ancient stone walls, this is not part of the old mine system. This is a remote section of the lost Chianti temple. With trepidation, you climb through the breach and enter the ancient tunnel. The floor is carpeted by thick moss that gives off a faint greenish glow, illuminating the way ahead. A tepid breeze wafts along the passageway, and as this gentle wind passes over the carvings that decorate the walls and ceiling, it makes a haunting sound that sets your nerves on edge. By slope and stair, the ancient tunnel descends to a circular chamber with a domed roof that has partially collapsed. The floor is strewn with large blocks of stone that have fallen out of the ceiling at various times during its long and distant past. The moment you set foot inside this chamber, several Gyaks and Drakarim emerge from their hiding places behind the fallen ceiling blocks. Patiently, they have been awaiting your arrival. Now they would need wait no more. And another ambush. Go figure. Ah, boss music. Alright, let's see what I can do here. I want to go ahead and use my weapon skill, get my attack power up a little, and we'll start wearing out the Drakarim in the middle here. Alright. Let's see if I can do... Shit. Kip up. And try again. Damn it. Why? My agility ought to be pretty decent. I mean... Alright. So I could be in trouble here. I'm getting injured pretty badly. This battle is definitely turning for the worse, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna heal up. And let's see if we can actually hit this guy. There we go. Alright, the Drakkar is down. Now all we have to do is worry with the Gyaks. Alright. So, yeah, let's just take him on out. There we go. Oh, it didn't finish him. Alright, go ahead and guard. And he drank a potion. That's fine. And we have another Drakkar. Crap. Alright. Let's go ahead and finish this guy off. How is that not killing them? Alright, I can't use anything there. Alright, we'll just go ahead and do this then. I hate wasting that. That's okay though. Yeah, let's do this. That should stun him, I believe. Yes. Excellent. Alright. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll use this as well. Because it's there and we can deal a lot of damage with it. Alright, and we're through for that round. Thankfully, the Drakkar is still stunned. Not anymore. Alright. Yes. Alright, now I should be able to finish him off with this as long as I can hit him with it. Yes. Alright, there's that Drakkar down. Hopefully there won't be any more. And, alright, magic? Yes. Which one do I want to use? We'll use this. And that finished him off. Alright. And let's see what they left. Hopefully some throwing daggers. As I am out. Alright, I got one superior throwing knife anyway. Alright, we'll go ahead and take all that. In the pocket of a dead Drakkar's battle tunic, you find some scraps of vellum that are scrawled with Gaiac script. Your knowledge of written Gaiac is poorer than your command of the spoken language, yet you are able to decipher enough of the spidery script to discover that these enemy troops were stationed here with orders to guard the Chianti artifacts. On the far side of the domed chamber, you discover a narrow stone portal that is set flush into the engraved wall. A lever, fashioned from quartz, protrudes from the wall besides this strange door. You depress the lever and the stone portal grinds open to reveal an ancient Chianti Shrine. The walls of the temple are covered with elaborate hieroglyphs and mosaics that are almost entirely obscured by a thick black layer of incinerated moss. It is as if the entire interior of this chamber has been subjected to a fiery blast of intensely high temperature. The fire damage is so great that it is impossible for you to deduce the meaning of the sigils and picture drawings. Standing in the center of this small subterranean temple, you see a plinth made of solid quartz. Its flat circular top is stacked with perfect cubes, arranged into the shape of a small pyramid. Lying on the ground beside the plinth, there is a tangle of blackened metal, soot, and cinders. It is all that remains of a Drakkar who is foolish enough to think that he could steal one of the cubes and get away with it. He paid the ultimate price for his folly. Your senses tell you that these objects are Chianti power cubes. In order for you to get across the chasm which divides the sunken forest in half, you must first retrieve one of these cubes. Staring down the remains of the incinerated Drakkar, you swallow hard. This is not going to be an easy task. Alright. We could try to use intelligence and act with caution. We do not understand that discipline, we could decide to follow our sixth sense to overcome the dangerous situation, or the sooner we are done with the cubes, the better. We grab one right away. I think in this instance, I'm going to stray away from that, and I'm going to go with my sixth sense. Your Kai's sixth sense warns you that you must act swiftly and decisively if you are to avoid setting off an explosive and deadly chain reaction. You grab the topmost cube, and upon the instant you touch its warm surface, it emits a high-pitched noise that makes your ears ring. The noise increases in intensity as, one by one, the other cubes begin to resonate in harmony. Gritting your teeth, you remove the cube and take a few hurried steps away from the plinth. Rapidly, the ear-shattering noise begins to fade until the temple is silent once more. Your bold action seems to have paid off. You pause for a few moments to retrieve from your backpack the corlinium bag you received from Jin. You place the cube inside the silvery bag and stow it away for safekeeping. You are within a few feet of the open portal when suddenly the floor shakes violently and you are thrown off your feet. The temple is filled with a cacophonous noise of heavy stones and hidden gears stirring into life after centuries lying dormant. The large panel of stones descends rapidly from the ceiling above the portal and seals it off. Then the vibrations and the noise cease abruptly. You scramble to your feet, fearful that you are now trapped within the walls of this ancient temple chamber. With your pulse racing and the blood pounding in your ears, you examine the panel of stone that blocks the only exit from this chamber. The whole surface of the door is decorated with intricate engravings and symbols. What strikes you most is an angular crack at the center of the stone slab. You examine it and realize that it is not natural. It comprises deep and regular cavities that form a complex geometric pattern. It could be an ancient lock, but it's quite unlike anything you have ever encountered before. You also notice that its engravings are now illuminated by veins of faint light. Puzzled by this unusual change, you consider your next action. Then you hear a humming sound within your bag, and a shiver runs down your spine. Is the cube unstable again? Carefully, you open the corlinium bag to check its content. The artifact is vibrating, but very softly. It is no longer radiating the heat and noise that threatened you previously. You take the cube from the bag and hold it near the lock. The facets light up before your widening eyes. You touch one of the glowing facets, and a section slides seamlessly into the side, changing the shape of the cube. You sense that by manipulating the facets of the cube, you may be able to release the lock. Alright, now we have a new mini-puzzle. A new mini-game. It's basically a fancy way of lock-picking. You can move the Chianti cube using the right stick. You can also rotate the Chianti cube clockwise or counterclockwise. You can choose which symbol to activate with the left stick. You move the selected piece using the confirm command. If you press it again, the piece will move backwards. You must shape the Chianti cube by moving the pieces to fit the lock. While shaping it, the cube will become progressively unstable. The resonance bar will show how much time you have left before the cube explodes. You can reset the cube to its original shape. Once reset, the resonance bar will stop decreasing until you move a piece of the cube. If you master the sixth sense discipline, you can use it to see the correct pieces to move in order to fit the lock. You can hide the Chianti cube at any time to see the shape of the lock. Press again to get back to the cube. Alright, so let's see. What kind of shape are we looking for? Alright, that shouldn't be too difficult. Let me find the right one here. I believe I can move this one. And then So, there we go. Alright. After manipulating the facets of the cube for several minutes, finally you are able to match the pattern with the Chianti Lock. The cube tingles with energy, sending an invisible stream of power towards the door. Instinctively, you release your grip and the cube floats in midair, defying gravity. With perfect precision, it moves towards the door and glides into the lock. You hear the rumble of revolving cogs and the tortured screeching of ancient chains under strain. Slowly, the panel rises and you breathe a deep sigh of relief. The cube emerges from the lock and moves through the air towards you. You snatch the device and put it into the corlinium bag before stowing it securely in your pack. The panel is rising but very slowly. The moment there is a gap big enough, you crawl through it and emerge into the domed chamber beyond. Quickly, you retrace your steps all the way back to the entrance to the abandoned mine. As you leave, you are met by a refreshingly cold blast of wind that coats you with a fine layer of powdery snow. You wipe the icy crystals from your eyes and rise the hood of your Kai cloak. Your fears have now been transformed into feelings of lightheadedness and elation. You have found and retrieved a Chianti power cube. Now you must decide by which route you will attempt to cross the chasm. Will you try to cross by the western route that is occupied by Dracarim? Or will you attempt to reach the ancient bridge on the eastern side of the sunken forest, where Leandra said she will be waiting for you? Alright guys, so next time we are going to make our decision. Either we try to go by the west, like Jen said, or we meet with Leandra and go with the east. But, yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave me a like and subscribe. But ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful day. Later.